Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DRW Radio 69. Yes, laugh as you must. But tonight I have a special guest on the phone call, the Death Machine, GVD, and the Game, Tyler H. Tonight, special one-on-one interview with Tyler H. with some input from GVD. Tonight, on this interview, we will recap one of the worst years to be in E-Fed Wrestling, one of the best years in the past from Tyler H. up until now. Tyler H., welcome to the radio show.
Oh, here's the present, Chris.
Tyler, me and you met back in CRW early 2012, right after I defeated JM Punk to become the inaugural CRW television champion. Now, at SummerSlam of that year, it was me versus you in a street fight. Now, the whole reason why that match was booked was because your contract was expiring and they needed to make you happy. And your condition was to fight Chris Hero for the television title and beat Chris Hero for the television title. We went through with it. Tyler H., you won the title. You would go on to fuck me over in 2 other feds. Then, DRW would be born. And you would become one of the hottest commodities in DRW. And looking at it now, you being one of the 4 men in the Fatal 4-Way at Beer Bash for the Elite World Heavyweight title, how was it like back at that time when you were fighting Chris Hero at SummerSlam?
Obviously, I was, still, really not in my prime yet, not really in legendary status at the time. I was just really getting started in the E-Fed business, but I knew facing you at that time, I wanted, since my contract was coming out with CRW, I wanted to go out the way I wanted to go out, and that was with the title, which I did. Even though I told Phil that, I don't want to get screwed over here, so I want to do something to go out because I want to go somewhere else, and that's when I beat you, and that's when you want to start a different E-Fed to get things better, and get a lot of guys like GVD himself over into a different E-Fed that, even though we didn't want to compete with CRW, we wanted to make something different, to make bigger stars and everything, and DRW has made me one of the biggest stars in the industry so far this year.
Right, you are. You're going into the Hall of Fame. You're in the Fatal 4-Way for the Elite World Heavyweight title. Also, around that time, the Attitude and CRW war was going down. You didn't really have a part to play in it. But, you came into DRW, you made some waves, you were the first longest reigning DRW champion. You were the first one to set the record. You defeated DMG 4 times in a row. You would go on to lose the title. And you would go on to become a pure champion, a chronic champion, a tag team champion, a world champion, and now you have a shot to be the Elite World Heavyweight Champion. How does it make you feel?
Well, I never knew I was going to really get this far in DRW like this. I mean, even though I've been in different factions and having big-time storylines and doing all these, not even a gimmick change, but I wanted to stay who I was. And even though I did lose to JM Punk at the first Mania, which meant I had to leave for a while, that's why I went to be that Matt Tyler character, which absolutely sucked as hell. But then you guys wanted me back as Tyler H, and that's why I wanted to be better, and that's when I went to, June 22nd, that first pay-per-view, I was back to get more motivation in me, and that's why I wanted to become the world champion. That's why I did the 1 year show. I wanted to be the world heavyweight champion. That's why I defeated Jonathan Salcedo for the title. I wanted to be the biggest star in the business. And I didn't want Adam Rush to be the biggest star because he never was the biggest star. He was just an overrated sellout this whole time. And what he caused in DRW was absolutely chaos. You know, and if he ever does want to challenge me again, I'm up for it. I don't care if it's at Dark Mania. I don't care what pay-per-view it is. I'll kick his ass again like I did last time. But I never knew.
Speaking of Dark Mania, Little Birdie told me that at Dark Mania you issued a challenge to Firestar Hart. Firestar Hart contacted me earlier today via Twitter, and he said, "Tell Tyler H I'm coming, and he's bringing hell with him." So right here on the radio show, I want to make a special announcement. Win, lose, or draw at Beer Bash, Tyler H will go one-on-one with Firestar Hart in a 5 rounds of death match at Dark Mania 2. Congratulations, Tyler, on your scheduled match. Now give me your thoughts. Last year at the Hall of Fame, Sean Ripper was going in. He asked you to induct him into the Hall of Fame, and you said you would. Hall of Fame rolls around, you're nowhere to be found. Why did you ditch one of your closest friends at that time?
Well, because he was going into the Hall of Fame with regrets, because he wasn't really becoming a top star in DRW at the time. And, you know, he wasn't a world champion. He wasn't the DRW champion. You know, he was on a low card status. To be quite honest with you. And I'm telling the truth here. You know, this is a shoot interview. I'll fucking shoot with it. He wasn't a top star. And I didn't think he deserved to go in the Hall of Fame. I wasn't going to be there that night because he didn't deserve it. He was going in there with regrets. It's because he just really wanted to go in. You know, I'm going into the Hall of Fame this year because I have deserved it and I've been to the top before. He's never been to the top, and I don't think he ever will be.
Strong words, Tyler. Strong words. You know, I just announced that you'd be fighting Firestar Hart at Dark Mania.
Now, the word is about Firestar Hart. I didn't even issue a challenge to him.
You issued a challenge to him 6 months ago on one of our radio shows.
I did not even issue a challenge to him. I made him say I quit for the first time in his damn career.
You said right here on this radio show.
I wanted to be in the main event at Dark Mania.
You said right here on this radio show 6 months ago that if Firestar wanted to fight you again, you would do it even if it was at Dark Mania. Firestar Hart has accepted your challenge, and it is April 12th, 2015, Santa Carla, California.
6 months ago.
So if you're world champion, you will be pulling double duty at Dark Mania. If not, you will still be going one-on-one with Firestar Hart in Santa Carla, California. Now, onward. You say Sean Ripper did not deserve it at the time, and you're going in as you think as deserving as possible for you. Forgot where else I'm take that. But give me your thoughts. You know, you said Adam Rush was an asshole earlier. You didn't like him. Give me your thoughts on GVD. You know, I mean, I know he's here, but we all have a past with GVD, so give me your honest opinions on him.
Well, obviously, he was one of the first ones that I beat, and when I was DRW champion in the Russian South Safari match, he was one of the first ones I beat. And I know me and you, GVD, we haven't really fought that much ever. You know, it's been a pretty good while. You know, I mean, you're rising up to the top so far. You're trying to get there. You're trying to get to the main event spot. You know, I mean, and I'm not going to stop you. I mean, you know, you want to, you know, if you don't want to be any factions or anything like that. You want to be, yourself, you want to be who you truly are, and you want to be a beast, and you want to come to the top. This is your chance, because Dark Mania is coming up. You want to be one of the best in this business. This is your chance to become the world champion. Or the elite world champion. Yeah, look, this is your time. You know, I mean, I don't want to feud with you. I mean, I don't want to fight you. I want you to basically get to the top, because you know this is really your time since you came back to DRW.
Oh, okay. Since I'm in the same room as you right now, you said fight, you said championships. Now you forgot one word. That's wagering, homie. And my current terms of wagering, bro. How about this? How about after Dark Mania? How about I can call your little punk ass out?
Thanks for interrupting the interview, Grant. But anyway, Tyler, as we roll on with his interview, you basically just said GVD was undeserving, but you know, you sit there and you talk about making Dark Mania moments. At Extreme Rumble, Chris Knox went from number 3 all the way to 30 and won the Extreme Rumble. What are your thoughts on Chris Knox?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Chris Knox. I mean, me and him had never fought in DRW before. I mean, I know I had, one hell of a performance for the Rumble. I mean, even though I got eliminated by, a bullshit type superstar named Santana Hellhound to be taking his ass inside of a cage in a few days. I went with him joining the Bullet Club. Still for Chris Knox, I think if I ever did face him one-on-one, I would actually beat him, because he doesn't really know who I truly am. He's never faced me before in the ring. I've seen him in many matches in his career, and he's had a lot of great matches. And I know he's seen mine. And I think, mine and his matches are basically compared as top matches that will go down in history as some of the greatest of all time. But I think if me and him will ever face, I think I actually could beat him in a one-on-one fight.
You think you could beat Chris Knox? All right, I'll let you keep that to yourself. You talked about DMG earlier on. What are your thoughts on her epic return into the ring, and also her chances on winning the triple threat match to go on to Dark Mania to fight along Chris Knox and whoever wins between Alex Bateman and Susie Spitz in the World Heavyweight title match at Dark Mania?
Well, I mean, with DMG coming back, I'm glad DMG is back. I mean, even though I beat DMG 4 straight times, I know DMG is going to be remembering that forever, but, I'm glad, DMG is back, back to the ring after taking on, a long time being off, for reasons, and, it's glad to have DMG back, because, trying to get back to the top, want to become champion again. And that's what she wants. That's what she wants, and that's what she really deserves, to become world champion or elite world champion. If once you get to Dark Mania, you fight Alex Extreme or Susie Spitz, well, whoever's going to be the world champion, it's going to be one hell of a match for her, because I think once she does officially hang up the boots and she does retire, I think she'll go out as world champion. But I think before she does retire, I do want to have one more match against her.
What are your thoughts on her tag team partner, Key Morbid?
I haven't really heard much about the tag team partner. I've never really heard much about it. I've seen what I've seen some of the promos, but I haven't heard much about the tag team partner, so I have to read more about it.
You have no thoughts about Key Morbid?
No, not really.
Alright, well, what are your thoughts on the Twisted Sisters as a tag team, as they are ruling over the tag team division right now?
If I was ever to get back, into the tag team division and find a partner and start a new stable or something here, I would really go after the Twisted Sisters and and be a 3-time tag team champion again. I just have to find that perfect tag team partner to do it, but the Twisted Sisters are really taking over this tag team division. I think it's more dominant than ever since DRW's been around. I mean, when you have the American Saints, and then you have, the Bullet Club and everything, I think the Twisted Sisters are they're definitely showing DRW what the tag team division is really truly all about. But if I do find a tag team partner, I would definitely go after them.
Awesome words about the Twisted Sisters. As a wrestling fan and as a DRW fan, if the match was ever made Key Morbid versus DMG, how excited would you be, and what do you think the turnout would be?
I think DMG would win. I think she would have a huge advantage. Key Morbid, I have to still read more about it, but I think DMG would really go out. They'll have one hell of a match. If they even face an Iron Man match or something like that, 60 minutes or something like that, I think DMG would take the win. More toughness, more advantage, more aggression, but it'd still be a back and forth match.
All right, a couple more questions before we wrap this thing up. What are your thoughts on Torrance Banks? He's also one of the 4 men in the Fatal 4-Way for the Elite World Heavyweight Championship. What are your thoughts on him, as he's came from a bitchy, whiny superstar and one of the top faces in DRW?
I saw Torrance his promo earlier, talking more trash. That's all crap. And the last time me and Torrance were really in the ring together, it was back on October 19th, the Night of the Dead, when I beat him in his hometown for the world title, and then he ran out of there crying like a bitch that he really is. Even though I didn't have the title for long, since what happened that night with Crystal Shy and everything like that. But I won't get into that story. But with Torrance,
when Chris Zero cashed in and won the World Heavyweight title?
I won't even get into that.
I remember that clear as day.
The honest truth about Torrance is, if me and him did face 1-on-1 again, I would kick his skinny fat ass all over that damn ring.
All right, cocky, but all right. The last man in the Fatal 4-Way. What are your thoughts on Mark Jacobs?
Me and him been talking backstage-wise, behind the scenes and everything here. I like his attitude. I like his promos that he's been doing. He was full world champion himself. But he's came from being who he was as Blade, and then coming to being Mark Jacobs. He's got more aggression. He's more tougher. His promos are getting more great than it was before, because before his promos sucked, but now his promos are really better, and I know he wants to be in the Hall of Fame. I know he wants to be the top dog in this business, but now he gets to prove himself at Beer Bash. He gets to truly show who he really is, and I think if that's what he wants to do, he has to defeat you and Torrance and me, but I don't think this is going to be his time at Beer Bash. I mean, his time might come after Dark Mania, but this ain't his time just
yet. What are your thoughts on the main event at Beer Bash between Alex Fame and Susie Spitz, as Alex Fame will defend his newly won World Heavyweight Championship versus Susie Spitz? And who do you think will win that match, along with the triple threat match between Rush, Knight, and DMG, to go on to fight Chris Knox at Dark Mania 2 in Santa Carla, California.
Did you say Rush was in that triple threat?
Yeah, it's Adam Rush versus Josh Knight versus DMG.
Oh, God, Adam Rush, my God, that overrated bastard. Jesus Christ. I truly hope Alex Fame does retain this title. I mean, I respect him as a wrestler and everything, you know, because I faced him before when I was there with him in ECW, you know, but Alex Fame, he's definitely risen to the top of this business. He's truly showing everybody why he is the world champion, and I think he will go on, and then he'll go on to Dark Mania, and I hope it's not Adam Rush that he's going to face, because if Adam Rush wants to become champion again, you know, he has to prove it, you know. I truly hope it is Alex Fame versus DMG. That
versus Chris Knox.
Match for Dark Mania.
Chris Knox. It will be a triple threat match at Dark Mania. It can either be Alex Fame versus Josh Knight versus Chris Knox, or Alex Fame versus Adam Rush versus Chris Knox, or Alex Fame versus DMG versus Chris Knox, or it could be Susie Spitz versus Josh Knight versus Knox, or Spitz versus DMG versus Knox, or Spitz versus Rush versus Knox.
I hope it's Fame, DMG, and Knox. You know, even though I've never really faced Josh Knight that much, you know, I know I've faced Rush too many times, and I've beaten his ass too many times, you know, but I think that DMG, Knox, and Fame, that's definitely a Dark Mania moment right there.
Alright, well, it's been an awesome radio show. Thank you for joining us, Tyler. The next show will be an interview between me and GVD, and then we'll go on from there. Thank you for joining us, guys. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Grant, for being here for an audience. See you guys next time.